A long list of crypto companies that have been hacked. There are plenty of examples of financial losses that are much more painful than what Coinbase Global Incorporated appears to be facing from the attack it disclosed on Thursday. Yet this one stands out for significance far beyond the $400 million the company expects it will cost. This time, the victim was arguably the most influential company in the industry. Coinbase is the firm that led the digital asset industry's march into the mainstream financial system as the first publicly traded crypto exchange. It's the company that safeguards the lion's share of the $122 billion worth of tokens owned by spot Bitcoin exchange-traded funds. And it's the firm that did much of the heavy lifting when it came to the industry's campaign spending spree to send a platoon of pro-crypto lawmakers to Washington this year. Indeed, the revelation of the hack comes just 3 days after the company's crowning achievement in mainstreaming the digital asset class with its addition to the S&P 500 index, a development that will land its shares into trillions of dollars worth of retirement plans and other investment products that track the benchmark gauge. The hack, plus subsequent news of a lingering Securities and Exchange Commission investigation into how the company reported its user numbers, sent the shares down more than 7% on Thursday. The shares rebounded 3.3% to $252.58 in morning trading on Friday. While the company says the Coinbase Prime service that custodies crypto for ETF issuers and services other institutional investors was not affected, the hackers did have near constant access to some of Coinbase Global Inc.'s most valuable customer data since January, according to a person familiar with the incident who asked not to be named discussing company matters. The hackers' scheme was brazen, if not especially impressive from a technology standpoint. They bribed customer representatives to steal client data and then demanded a $20 million ransom to delete it. Coinbase began noticing unusual activity from some of these representatives as far back as January, the company confirmed in an interview with Bloomberg News. The bribed reps got access to names, dates of birth, addresses, nationalities, government-issued numbers, some banking information as well as details about when customer accounts were created and their balances, the person familiar with the situation said. This information could be used to attempt to impersonate Coinbase and convince customers to let the hackers into their account. It could also be used to impersonate the victims with other service providers to attempt to convince them to let hackers into other financial accounts they maintain. For some traders with big balances on the exchange, the incident was alarming for reasons that go beyond the potential financial losses. Considering the kidnapping and mutilation of a crypto startup co-founder earlier this year and reports of other similar incidents, it's a major breach. The amount of personal information shared is staggering, said Mike Dudas, managing partner of Web3 firm 6 Millivolts, who said he was targeted by the Coinbase hackers. It will make people have to consider their personal physical security, especially with the things happening in France and elsewhere. The UK's Information Commissioner's Office, which regulates how companies handle customer data, said it received a report on the incident from Coinbase's local entity and is assessing the information provided. The watchdog can issue penalties of up to 4% of a company's global annual revenue in cases where it's identified serious breaches of data protection laws. Workers in India bribed. The hackers had bribed enough customer service representatives to achieve effectively on-demand access to Coinbase customer information in the past 5 months, the person said. Coinbase Chief Security Officer Philip Martin disputed the assertion of near-constant access, saying in an interview with Bloomberg News that the company pulled the agents' access as soon as it was discovered that they were improperly sharing information. Therefore, the hackers did not have persistent access over the course of the entire period, he said. What these attackers were doing was finding Coinbase employees and contractors based in India who were associated with our business process outsourcing or support operations, that kind of thing, and bribing them in order to obtain customer data, Martin said. Coinbase detected the agents, quarantined them and fired them as soon as the company noticed the activity. So there were a number of specific bribery incidents that this threat actor is claiming credit for throughout the course of that time. But they did not have persistent access over the course of the entire period, he said. The hackers had access to this data